Who are the Sentinels? We see them all over tier and they even have armor dedicated to their name. But where do they come from and what is their actual purpose? Today, right now, I don't know what day it is, but whatever day it is where you are, we're going to take an in-depth look at one of the clan's most outspoken groups of freedom fighters, the motherfucking Sentinels. Let's start with a little background. The Sentinels were formed primarily to carry out violent acts towards the Omni and neutrals, spearheaded by the short-tempered Simon Silverstone. Standing at over 6 feet tall and weighing 181 pounds, or maybe a little under, it might have been like 180, he is one lanky motherfather with black hair and brown eyes, and he rarely likes to show his feelings and true emotions on his face. Son? Silverstone is an Earthling who migrated to Rubicon in the year 29,447. His initial role was to help avoid tenure contracts with Omnitech, who was colonizing the planet and monopolizing on its beautifully abundant and unique resource we know as Notum. Simon's acts did not go unnoticed, however. After 5 years of living outside Tyr, where he lived on a farm with his wife and children, Omnitech showed up at his door. Go figure. Needless to say, they may have been a little teensy bit on the pissed off side. Simon had been falsely accused of murder and slanderous acts towards a corporation, that being Omnitech, and Omni decided it was time for some action. Bang, bang. So, they figured the most mature thing to do would be to brutally murder Silverstone, his wife, and his children. But little did they know, even before it was announced, Silverstone already had the Shadowlands expansion pack, popped off his cocoon right before the execution, and he made it out alive, but just barely. He actually used the store-bought generic heal that does like 20 damage, and he lived with like freaking 15 HP. Don't ask how that math works. But his family, on the other hand, none of them live. They're all dead now. Over the course of the next few years, Simon spent his time bleeding, crying a little bit, and ultimately founding the strongest and largest independent clan on all of Rubicon. And I said independent and deal with it. And we're talking about them Sentinels. Alright, so now that we learned about that one tough motherfather, let's dive a little deeper into the actual Sentinels. Their primary means of communication is through violence and destruction. So in short, these guys are about that action. Bang, motherfucking bang. You punk ass bit. You could find guards aimlessly wandering throughout the desolate city known as Tyr at all times. But pretty much they don't really do shit. They're there, but they don't really do much of anything. Not only do they hate omelets, but they also seem to hate neutrals just as much. Apparently, indecision is just as freaking bad as using slave labor and slaughtering innocent civilians and Simon Silverstone's children. They even went as far as to ban all neutrals from Tyr. It's funny how they make it seem like people actually go to Tyr, because freaking I've been filming for I don't even know how long. I have seen 0 people. I've just seen these guards, and it looks like this guard's freaking. I don't even know what they're doing right here. It's just there's 3. Oh my gosh. You make your own inferences on that. I'm not really, who am I to judge? But I guess when you're as big, powerful, and influential as they are, you can, hate pretty much whoever you want. And they are violent. Even more violent than me killing that Greco. Not Joey Greco from Cheaters. He's a good man. If there's one thing they want, it's complete and utter destruction of the corporation. They will not stop until there are no traces left of their rival Omni. His blissful demeanor has led to little irritation between other clans, leading to very few alliances. If another clan happens to be peaceful and not pro-war, the Sentinels are not having that ish, son. It's kind of a love-hate relationship, but even a good majority of clans, maybe not a majority, but a decent amount of clans seem to dislike the Sentinels. They're very radical, and like a lot of the ways they think and go about their business is just so far past what the peaceful clans want, because a lot of clans are looking for peace right now, and they're looking for a means to an end, and the Sentinels just want violence. And Silverstone is way too cocky to care about his PR anyway, opting out of most of the Council of Truths meetings and making a grand point that he doesn't really care for or about the Council, but he understands if he opted out of these meetings, he would lose a lot of support from the clan that he does, the clanners that do support him. Because there are a lot, and most of the people that do support him wind up joining the Sentinels anyway, because all the others wind up joining other clans. But to sum it up, these guys, these Sentinels, are pro-war radicals who will stop at nothing to defeat Omnitech. And remember, Sentinels equals bang, bang. So that's pretty much it on Sentinels, guys. I hope you enjoyed our little learning lesson here. Leave a comment and let me know what you thought about this type of video. To be honest, I really enjoyed doing something like this because it was cool. I got to research and I got to kind of script something out. So it was kind of cool. It was weird for me reading off of a script. I'm probably not the best script reader. I'm still kind of reading off of one. But to be honest, I really like this. And I expect to do more. And in the future, it won't just be about clans. Expect our next lesson to be on the Omni AF, because they look pretty menacing. But in the future, when you visit tier, maybe you won't laugh as much when you look at those gimpy frickin' guards, and hopefully you'll have a new respect for the badass that is Simon Silverstone. Bang bang.